Hey guys, it's Thursday. It's 12:30. That means we have a brand new Alter Universe live, and if you are hungry for something tasty, you're going to want to stick around. So without further ado, let's do it. Hello everybody. I'm Rob. There she is. She's over there. I'm backwards. I call her mom, but that's Karen. We are the mother and son duo of Mind Your Mental Health and Altered Universe Live, which we are doing today. And on today's show, I'm pumped because I like food. Who doesn't? We're going back to the 90s for a bit, and then we got a surprise at the end, so you're going to want to stick around for that. But let's jump into our first topic here. Now, leave it to the internet to tell us how much food we should be eating, and I guess you can blame those competitive eaters as well. Have you heard of the 90s Platter Challenge? Now, the image we have is just one of many, so this might not be as gross, but trust me, it gets weirder. And basically, they want to see how many of these delicious 90s snacks you can eat. I don't know if there's a time limit personally, but I've seen this done with more savory foods like mozzarella sticks, pizza bites, baked potato skins. This
Right.
one we have up here is more of the chocolate, chips, candy, that type of deal
And the
there.
Pop Rocks. And the Pop Rocks. Don't forget
And
the
the
Pop
Pop
Rocks.
Rocks. Can't forget the Pop Rocks. And it's beside me to tell somebody what they're going to do or not. But I gotta leave it to the internet to be like, hey, let's stuff our face with more food to see how good you feel afterwards after eating what looks like, I don't know, 5 pounds of junk. Um, Now, again, I know, and it's funny because competitive eating, I know, has been a big deal. Nathan's Hot Dogs was actually one of the first ones to start this whole thing, so we can blame them, I guess. But since then, there have been so many restaurants as well as internet challenges that do this. Now, I can see it on your face. You can probably see it on mine. This is not something that I think we should be enjoying people to do. However, was there a time, and maybe it was the 90s, when competitive, challenges were a thing? And was YouTube the place to find them? Because, this is where I got my from off of YouTube.
Yeah, but I think also on some of the food television networks when they have, the hot dog eating contests and the how many pickles can you eat and that kind of thing. And they would literally film people shoving food in their face. Gross, but that's what they
Well,
did.
you probably remember Adam Richman, aka the one who did Man vs. Food.
Yes,
He now does other Food Network shows. Yes, there you go. Variety snack pack is great. This much, yes, exactly.
too much food.
So they had him stop because apparently the insurance it took to keep up on his health was a little too much for the channel to pay for. And they said, either you stop or we're going to make you stop. So
Right.
he stopped doing his show. Now, weirdly enough, some other guy took over and did it a few years after. But funny enough, he too disappeared off the air after only being there for a season or two.
Yeah.
So I give you credit, TV stations, for not wanting to, kill anybody on live television, but it is kind of an interesting thing. Now, like Chris has said, the variety snack pack has been around since the 90s and all. And one of the first few foods from the 90s we're going to talk about is flavors. Now, I'm looking at some of these. We have waffles and syrup. We have Swedish fish. We have blueberry pie. Now, Oreo did this the best. Oreo was one of the few companies in the world that actually got away with the flavors they did. Nowadays, they have ones like pumpkin pie for Halloween and Thanksgiving. They have multicolored Christmas color cookies for the holidays. This one, to me, is not the weirdest thing. Now, I know I used to eat Oreos all the time. I like the regular ones. But stuff like Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, stuff like cotton candy. Do you remember any of these at all, or is
I
this kind of
don't
new to you?
know. The only thing I remember in Oreos was the white chocolate covered Oreos and the dark chocolate covered Oreos that they would put out during the holidays, and it had mint on the inside, so it was very festive. And those were like,
Yes.
especially the white chocolate. Those are our favorites. We'd stick them
Well,
in
I
the
like the
freezer.
fudge covered one. Do you remember the chocolate
Yeah.
covered Oreos? They're my
Yep.
favorite. But this was one of the few things that I would say. Now, again, I don't really advise eating too many of these, if any, right now. But if you do want to get a throwback, because Oreo actually does bring these back. Once in a while, they do surveys and they say, hey, which one of these old flavors did you like? And
Right.
for a limited time, you can go to your supermarket and actually pick out some of the special flavors. Now, the next one on the list we have, I think it's a hit or a miss. I know Krista, not a fan because of the salt content. CheezIts,
Love
probably
them.
significant snack food of the 90s. Now, many people say, well, what about Frito-Lay potato chips? Yeah, potato chips are the number one chip, but when people realized that crackers or cracker type food like these were a little bit better for you, Cheez-Its and companies like them swooped in and they decided, hey, we're going to make a big profit out of it. Now, I
Right.
picked these particularly because everybody's lunchbox had a bag.
Right.
These
Right.
lunch cafeterias, college cafeterias, same thing. You can go grab one from the vending machine, get it from the food lady. You got a bag of Cheez-Its.
Right.
Now, again, none of these foods we're going to have on here are necessarily good for you. It's 90s food, I get it. Do you think though that crackers in general, whether they're extra salty or not, do you think it's a better choice over a potato chip, or do you think it's equally junky
Well,
food?
if you're comparing to like potato chips to crackers, that's one thing. If you're comparing crackers to like candy or cookies, that's a whole nother thing. So, in terms of comparing the Cheez Its with the potato chips, I mean, they'll say that the Cheez Its has real cheese in it, right?
Right.
So, I don't know if that means it's healthier. I think potato chips actually have more salt on them than, especially if you're getting,
I could be, yeah.
so I think that that may be a challenge. And the Cheez-Its also does the white cheddar, which I happen to like those. And I'm one of those people that wants to stick their fingers into where all the crumbs are and just lick my fingers because I love that fake stuff. It's good. It's good stuff. But I do think the potato chips are probably more salty, but I somebody could prove me wrong. So if you're listening and you think that that the crackers are more salty or have more stuff like that, let us know what you think.
Now, the next one here, I think, may be a little bit better choice for most people. Ta-da! Pepperidge Farm, one of the oldest companies out there. They also do cookies as well. They jumped into this very quickly, very well. Of course, you have the iconic Goldfish wearing his sunglasses. But these, I think, compared to most other crackers, are a little bit better. Now, yes, Cheez-Its are also baked, but these guys don't, I think, have as much salt. What
Yeah,
is different, though, about these guys, there you go, she agrees. White cheddar is so good. What's different about what Goldfish did, though, which is interesting, they jumped into different areas of food. They got into the pretzel game. They have pretzel fish, and it's
right,
basically the same goldfish shape
right,
with pretzels. And they went cookie, and they actually have graham cracker fish as
right, right,
well.
right, right, right,
So
right.
they have goldfish, but it tastes like a cookie or a biscuit of some sort. These ones, I think, definitely stand the test of time from the 90s to today.
Yeah.
Um,
You might not remember, Rob. We would used to put them in little Tupperware. We'd have a little itty bitty Tupperware. We put the goldfish in it, and little kids like to, put they can pick it up with their fingers. And so they literally this was a snack, and I must have thought it was healthy enough because I wasn't the only mom that this is what we would give our babies, our little ones, because you could pick it up with your fingers.
Now I wonder, because you brought up a thought too, because I know a lot of times you're teaching kids touch and shape. I wonder if not only was it good for eating, but maybe it was a good way to teach them texture, shape, and size.
Right,
A
and it's
regular
a fish.
potato chip is
Right,
round, a
right.
Cheez It is square, a goldfish
It's a
is shaped
goldfish.
like a fish.
Right.
Exactly, shaped like a fish. So there's a lot of cool stuff about this. So, I will give them a 10 out of 10 because I feel like they tried the hardest to be better for you. Now, this next one, I did this because I actually have a box of these in my pantry. Welch's Fruit Snacks, one of the big ones, but Fruit Snacks was the area that said, hey, let's try to get you to eat some fruit, but still have it be candy instead. Now, what's funny is that, like my vitamins or gummy vitamins, they're pretty much the same as these fruit snacks, more or less. A lot of times people kind of confuse the fact with fruit snacks as being fruit, when really it's kind of like an eyedropper's worth of strawberry or orange flavor in a gummy. it's like it's gummy bears, people, but shaped like fruit. Now the difference, though, because I know we have some at home. I think there's different brands. There's some organic ones now, so not all fruit
Right.
snacks are created equal anymore. But I think for the 90s, I think we're finding a trend for the 90s. It was fast, easy, and done. If the company could prop them out quickly, they didn't really care about the nutrition per se. They just wanted to sell bags of food. Now, with the FDA and the government being a little more on them, they actually have to take the time to do the work. And if it says, I think you've read it before, if it says real fruit or if it says natural whatever, they've got to prove before they can put it on the shelf.
Well,
Like,
I
they
think they're
can't just.
saying, I mean, look, it says fruit is our first ingredient made
And
with
again, these
real
guys
fruit.
made, because I know these guys also made like jams and stuff too.
Yeah,
So I know
Welch's
Welch's.
jelly. Yeah,
Yeah, so they made a lot of fruit stuff. So for all I know, these guys actually did make, and it even says family farmer owned. But if you look at some other fruit snacks that we had, if you look at gummy bears, which basically were fruit snacks but
right,
shaped like bears, um, you take what you get. But I think nowadays, especially with the words organic, with paleo, with gluten free, you have much more of a variety, and more people can enjoy it and
right,
actually be like, hey, it's not so junky.
right.
Now, the last 90s food that I ate growing up, I just had to put the original. Now, I actually like sour cream and onion, but I figured everybody recognizes this bottle. The
Love
Pringles
Pringles.
chip. This was a big deal, and I was actually watching this on History Channel. The fact that they made them shaped like this, nobody had figured this out before until the guy who invented the Pringle. And everybody was in awe, because up until this point you had a big plastic bag full of basically crunched up chips, because you brought them home, the car ride, everything got smashed, you basically
Right,
had crumbs.
right,
So the fact that this individual made this in a can, not only did he save most of your food, but he actually fit more in a can. So not only were you selling more, less air, the drill, guys. You buy a bag of potato chips, you're buying 50% air, whatever the joke is.
right.
These, again, they're supposed to be better, but when you eat them, you can still taste. You can taste the salt, you can taste the chip. So for me, I'm not really sure what the idea was back then, and I think I talked about it before. We've talked about it before. I don't think 80s and 90s and maybe even 70s really cared too much about the nutrition aspect as much as the how many can we fit on a shelf in your
Possibly,
bag.
possibly, but I don't think times have changed. I think we are still, I mean, there's still the junk food that's out there. There's that pretend to be healthier than they really are, right? I used to think I like Pringles. I like the way they taste, but they do not taste like potato chips to me. They taste like processed something. And again, so was potato chips for that matter. But I never thought that they tasted like potato chips. I always thought that it was a choice that I like Pringles more than I like potato chips, or I like potato chips because they're not, to me, they're not the same thing. I don't think they taste the same at all.
They yeah, they do have their own texture and everything,
Yeah.
so I can feel you that there. Now, speaking of some strange choices, we got to leave it to outside countries to give us some awesome stuff. Now, keep in mind, again, most of the stuff can't be shipped in here because it's strictly made. But what about a green tea or matcha KitKat? Let's see. Krista said Pringles taste very. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So she agrees.
I'm
Now,
looking at this bag. What is this Kit
so
Kat?
keep in mind now. So we're sushi people. When you go to sushi, you get green tea, everything. Green tea in Japan is like, I guess, synonymous with, I don't
Chocolate.
know, our soda
Yeah.
in America. Green tea is like a big deal. Now, I'm a fan of Kit Kat. I've never been a fan of green tea in that form. I've drinking green tea as a drink. I'm fine with that. I got to give it to him, though. When it comes to actually giving you something that is more naturally flavored, who would have thought to use green tea in a Kit Kat? Now, you notice the inside looks just like the regular Kit Kat. It's the same wafer. It's all that stuff. So, I mean, looking at your face, I'll get your input. I mean, putting aside what you think it tastes like, is it strictly the flavor, or is it just the overall idea of like why? What is it that gives
It's
you
the
that?
overall deal of like why. I mean, when I think again though, Nestle's made this. So Kit Kat, they created this. It's not made by another company on behalf of
Right,
Nestle. Nestle's
exactly.
created this, and I do know that Nestle's has come out with other Kit Kats in this last year that maybe we would eat, with mint flavor, right? Half mint, half chocolate.
True.
I look at this and I'll do one of yours, Rob. It's like, why? Why? Why?
So do you
Why?
think it's more of a, if you grew up with it there, you would eat it, but if you didn't, you're kind of going, what's the deal? Like, is that kind of
I get, yeah, yeah. I think of Kit Kat and I think chocolate. I think wafers. I think what I think. This, okay.
I
I'd
mean,
be
of the
curious.
few on here, this is the least weird, but I do give you that. Now, the next one here, I actually didn't realize it was strictly UK because so much Cadbury is actually sold in this country now. But the Cadbury company is the UK's original chocolate.
Hmm.
Even more so, a lot of times, mine is stuff like Lindt chocolate from Germany, which is like the best chocolate you got. This is like one of the higher priced, higher quality chocolates.
Right.
Now, I'm not really sure why. I've read about that. Maybe the cow, they say the cows in the area, they produce, better milk because of the weather, because it's usually darker, it's rainier, produces different milk. But Cadbury has, for me, because I'm used to those commercials for Easter, everyone wants to be the Cadbury bunny and it shows a bunch of animals with, rabbit ears on them, but
Right.
nobody can make the Cadbury. So for me, I actually got very confused when I looked this up because I was like, wait a minute, Cadbury is not an American company. No, they are actually one of the, I think, oldest companies over there as far as their
Right.
food. Did you
Right.
know of Cadbury before the American?
No, I mean, we could buy it here in the stores, as you said, and it's delicious. It melts in your mouth. It's like you're eating really, really good chocolate, not your
Yes.
typical Hershey bar kind of thing. It's
And I've had this before. It is really creamy.
really creamy. It's delicious. Now I'm hungry. I have to go out and get some.
Now, the one thing on this one I will say, and I don't know if you think of this, does this kind of scream Willy Wonka to you with the color purple? Like, I feel like this is a chocolate bar that would come out of his factory because of the colors on it. I just thought
Right.
of that right now. I was just like. So that's number two for that one. Number three, you're going to laugh at me where I came up with this one. I found out about this one from the Chronicles of Narnia movie.
Okay.
That's it. So these are called Locum, aka Turkish Delights. This is a very old fashioned caramel toffee chew. This is kind of like what you find at grandma's house. This is the stuff you would put out there. But apparently in Turkey, this is like the go to children's snack. Like, whereas we like chocolate, kids over there apparently love this stuff. Now, I know, like, San Francisco, they have the taffy and they have all this stuff like that. I will tell you, I would probably try it once, but my taste buds for this, they're not. It's not that kind of thing. I don't like fruity. I don't like chewy, unless it's a chocolatey chewy thing. I like strictly Kit Kat, Crunch Bar, Three Musketeers. I want something that's straight chocolate. Again, kind of like the green tea. Do you think because it was strictly made in Turkey originally, this is really something only Turkey knew about until
I've never
media
seen
kind
this
of came in?
before. Yeah, I've never seen this. I don't even know what this is. So
So this one, I had to search around, but literally, if you want to buy it now, you have to ship it overseas from a specialty store, and it costs a lot of money because you're shipping it over, across the
what's
world,
in it though?
obviously.
What's in it though?
So it's a mixture of different things. Some of them have caramel, some of them have toffee. They're all very chewy. As you can tell on the top, they're dipped in different things like nuts and fruits and stuff like that. It's not a one thing. It's kind of like you get one of those chocolate boxes with different
Like
flavors.
See's candy, but it's like
Exactly. It's like the See's candy thing, but with toffee and caramel and all that stuff.
actually it sounds pretty good.
Hey, you want to try it? Go grab a box. You actually could probably buy it here. I'm sure you
Yeah.
just got to know the right store to buy
Right,
it
right,
from.
right.
All right, next one up here. You might laugh. I don't know if any remembers Fanta, but this is Fanta Jasmine Peach. It's only sold in China, specifically because of the jasmine flavor. It's hard to get jasmine. Let me rephrase that. We as Americans probably don't want to take time to use jasmine in our food like we could. So China is the one that does it because they know how to do it, and that's what they do. Now Fanta, from what we know, we have the flavors we have here. I think we have the general
Orange. I
strawberry
have it
and
in
melon.
orange. I have it in my
Yep.
pantry. That's
Oh,
what
there you
Dad
go. So you
drinks.
have some.
Yeah.
So this is one of those things that it's kind of like Coca-Cola and Pepsi. It's all over the place, but there are certain flavors that only show up in certain areas.
Right.
Now, I find that kind of clever because if you really want to buy a bottle, you got to trek over, you got to get it, you got to get it shipped in, which probably costs you a big delivery fee, I'm sure.
Right.
But I give them credit. And that's one thing I like about the ones I picked off the list here because you give them you give them a chance to show they can make it, and this just proves, we talked about this before, how other countries,
Right.
their culinary skills are, no offense, Gordon Ramsay, but you two are also from England, so you two are not from America anyway, so your culinary skills
Right.
are also, Now, the
Right.
last one on the list I put on here for fun because I just wanted you to laugh when you saw this. I kid you not, this is from our neighbors from the north. This is from Canada, so this is actually not far away. We can actually get these here. These are KFC original recipe chicken flavored Ruffles. I know you're looking at me like WTF, right? Now, Ruffles does this all the time. Ruffles, actually, if you go to the store now, if you go online, they have an entire of survey ones, and every so often, whoever wins, they get that
Right.
flavor. They just did hot wings off of, oh God, what was it? I think it was like Cheesecake Factory wings or something, but it was some sort of specialty hot wing flavor,
Huh.
and that was a few years ago. Before that, they did something with McDonald's. Oh, they did a BLT or a McMuffin thingy from McDonald's. They
Oh, okay.
literally do this all the time. Honestly, though, of the flavors I've seen, this does not seem that weird to me. I don't know if that just proves my
No,
taste of
and
it.
yeah, and Rob, back in the day, I don't think maybe you can get crackers, that are chicken flavored, chicken in the chicken biscuit
Oh
crackers. Think
yeah,
about it. And that's because when you think about chicken flavoring, it's salty. It's got, that I don't even think it's chicken. It's salty and it's got flavors in it. But yeah, crackers. So I've never seen Ruffles that were chicken flavored, but hey, to each his own.
now you know. All right, you guys, now you are here for the bonus. I hope you all stay tuned for this because this is what you want to see.
I'm going to
We
put you
are
on
going,
solo. Here we go.
okay, we are going to go unbox, and this will be, don't worry, if you want more, we're going to do more unboxings. This is the gift of snacks box from Amazon, and my mom went ahead and put the link up. So I'm going to put this over. It's really big. I got to put this to the side of me because there's not enough room. So this one is basically American snack. So you're going to probably recognize a lot. Well, right off the bat, looky here. What do you know, right?
There you go.
What do you know?
Who knew?
I mean, do I need to say more? We got our bag of original Goldfish and original CheezIts.
Love it.
That is definitely going to stay. Ooh, okay. How about, bam,
Cracker Jack. Does it have a toy in there?
prize inside. I bet you there's something in here.
Yay.
I'm going to have to tell you all what it is when I open it.
Yes.
All right. Now, these I'm not a big fan of, but I know they're very popular. Takis. They're kind of like hot chips.
Yep. I've heard of them.
I believe it's kind of like a Mexican style chip. This is hot chili pepper and lime flavored. I'll taste one. I don't know. I'm not, we'll see what happens.
I'm going to switch it around. Hold on. Let's do it that way. There you go.
Okay, cool. Next, we have Pirate's Booty. Here you go, Mom. This is for you. We have aged white cheddar popcorn. This is
Yum.
actually really good. I think you've actually had this before, right?
Yum.
That is good stuff right there. Oh, here we go. For the semi-health conscious pop chips that are made
And I
baked,
say,
not
why
fried.
bother? Why bother if you're going to
Why
have
bother? But these are tangy barbecue. Maybe the barbecue makes up for the fact they taste like that,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, truly.
What else do we have? Oh my God. Grandma's famous cookies.
Oh, yum.
Grandma's famous cookies. Are these? Ooh, they feel soft. Oh, these are the soft ones. Oh my God. That's the best thing. These are mine. I'm sorry. I'm not sharing. Okay, here we go. You want some other cookies? We have more Pepperidge Farm, Milano. Pretty famous, right? Milano cookies.
Yes.
All right. Oh my God, we have the Rice Krispie treat, but the one you can write a message to your loved ones on.
I love that.
Remember those where you can write a note to people?
Put it in the lunchbox.
This is actually coated in rainbow chocolate pieces, so it's basically fake M&Ms in your Rice Krispie treat. I might just have to write this down and give it to you, just as a...
Yeah. My birthday's coming up.
Okay, Knott's Berry Farm raspberry cookies. Who remember from the theme park and
that and fried chicken.
You know what? I gotta say, I'm not a fan of this kind of cookie, but I've had these before. They are actually very good. These particular version, I like them. They're actually.
You heard it here first,
pleasantly
guys.
surprised.
Rob likes them. You heard it here first.
All right. Well, here you go. You know,
Or there you go.
we got our Oreos. And if you don't want some Oreos, how about Mr. Famous
Famous
Amos?
Amos. Yeah, a lot of chocolate chip cookies in there.
Did you know that he actually got the guy who's saying "Don't worry, be happy" to be his spokesperson for his company, and that's why he did so well because he got the musician to come and do a slogan for him.
Love it.
Fun little fact there for you. Oh my God! M&M cookies from Keebler, the Chips Deluxe.
Yum.
Oh my God!
I'm
I
getting
love
so
this.
hungry right now.
We have some. Oh, we got some Welch's fruit snacks. I
There
can
you
tell
go.
you if they actually taste like fruit. What else do we have? Oh, okay. All right. There's a lot of mini things in here, but I'll pull out a couple. We have some Airheads. You remember
Yeah.
Airheads?
Yes, I
And then
remember
we
that.
have Fun Dip because what's healthier than pure sugar on a pure sugar stick?
The dips. Oh yeah.
So we have Raz Apple Magic Dip and Cherry Yum Diddly Dip because that sounds like something I want to put in my mouth, right? Okay, they figure we'll give us something healthy. How about a chewy bar? But of course,
Yeah,
it's
but
peanut
it's not
butter.
healthy. It's sugar
It's,
and the whole thing. Yeah.
it's a Reese's, you know. Okay, I don't know if you can see these, but High Chew. They're kind
What
of
is
like
that?
hard candies. Not really my. They're they're,
Well, it says a
they're like
chew.
they're like Starburst kind of, you know, but like a
Ah,
little harder than Starburst.
okay.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. We have a few more of these. So I can either give you the rainbow Rice Krispie treat, the chocolate Rice Krispie treat, or another rainbow Rice Krispie
I
treat.
need chocolate. Chocolate's for me.
Okay, you can have chocolate. We have the imitation Ritz peanut butter crackers here from Land's
Lance.
Company. This is like the original peanut butter cracker chip, right? Um, Nature Valley, which are really bad. I feel like I break my teeth when I bite into one of
Yeah.
these.
Yeah, they're
I
hard.
just don't like these things very much,
And
do they?
they make it sound like they're good by saying they're crunchy. But they're not crunchy. They're like rocks.
It's like you leave
No
something out
offense to
overnight.
anyone out there that says, "Oh yeah, but they're they're good."
So we got some Pringles,
Yum. Okay.
and then we have some Planters peanuts, and then finally to end this off, again, Skinny Pop kettle corn, sweet and salty. So this
Okay.
kind of goes with the pop chips, I guess. But why bother? But it's only 110 calories in a bag, so
As I say, why bother? Because I
who
mean, if you're going to
knows?
eat snacks, you might. So let me see the box again. That's a really cool box. I love this. And you know what I think this is great for, Rob, is Halloween's coming up. And if you don't want to be giving out, like a little bag of M&Ms or a snack thing, how many are in there? 40 things?
Uh, yeah,
Some,
like 35, 40 pieces, something like that.
so I don't know about you. Nobody comes to our house for trick or treat. And if there are, maybe there's 3, right? I think 40, if you don't, unless you live like in a really, really high trafficked area, 40 probably will do you well. And they're probably a little healthier, right? I mean, I'm laughing. I don't know if they're really healthier, but it's not like straight candy. It's not
Well, I
like
think maybe one of our shows will do a health food one, and I'll open one of their supposedly health food boxes, and we can
that.
maybe
That'll be great. So we encourage you
contrast.
go click the link, guys. Check it out on Amazon. And if you don't like that particular box, there's lots of other snack
Oh yeah,
boxes in there, as Rob has pointed out to me because he is the king of snack. So go check it out. That's kind of cool. Rob, so many really tasty things.
it's a hit or a miss, but I gotta say this one was like 100% minus maybe 2 things in there. So give it a try. It's a good box. I like it.
It's a good box. So I think that's it, right? Is that it?
Think we're good.
Okay. So as we like to say, we appreciate you being here today. Go out and give somebody an awesome day. And we'll see you next time on Altered Universe Live.